Calling all gringos. If you want to learn how to make delicious, perfectly steamed tamales stuffed with juicy chicken chile verde in just about 90 minutes, you're in luck. We have a little secret to let you in on that will allow you to impress your friends at the company potluck, not to mention give you the street cred you've been dreaming of. With today's recipe, tamales, the lazy way. The secret? The amazing tamale kit from Melissa's Produce, which you can find in many high-end grocery stores or easily order online on the Melissa's Produce website. I've even seen them on Amazon. Each kit includes enough masa mix to make 12 tamales and also these amazing parchment husks to wrap and steam them in. These may be gringo friendly, but the end result is muy auténtico. This is my recipe that I created with you in mind. The cook smart, not hard crowd. It's all about ease and taste, but that's a given. So I went down to my local grocery and I picked up a rotisserie chicken. We're basically going to pick this bird clean so that we end up with a bowl full of perfectly cooked shredded chicken in about 3 minutes. By the way, tamales have become a very holiday-oriented dish in Mexican-American culture, specifically associated with Christmas. I'll get more into tamale history a little later in the video, but the point is, if you have some leftover turkey laying around, it would work nicely in this recipe. So once you have all your meat off the bone, it's time to chop your chicken, as opposed to choking your chicken. Sorry, if you're new here, just know I'm not one to resist a cheap joke when it comes along. But back to chopping. We want a rough chop, not too small, and for this recipe we need about 2 cups total. Next, heat up a skillet with 2 tablespoons olive oil and we're going to saute some onion and garlic for our chicken chile verde filling. When sauteing onion and garlic, start with the onion first, about 3 minutes or until it starts to sweat. Then add your garlic. We want it fragrant, but not burnt. We're going to let that cook for about a minute before adding our spices. And we're keeping it simple. Salt, black pepper, and some dried oregano. It's important to keep the ingredients moving in the pan, so keep stirring as often as you can. Give that another minute, and then it's time to add our chopped chicken. Once you combine that thoroughly, it's time to add the second most important ingredient in chicken chile verde, second only to the chicken. Salsa verde. I know, all my Latin friends out there are rolling their eyes at me using salsa out of a bottle. It is the lazy way, but what can I say? I'm a güero. That doesn't change the fact that it still tastes amazing. And by the way, I can make salsa verde from scratch. There's a link to that recipe in the description. So, órale. Did you know that tamales originated in Mexico as early as 5,000 to 8,000 years ago? And eventually spread throughout the rest of Latin America from the Olmec and Toltec to the Aztec and Mayan civilizations? And to be clear, tamale is an anglicized version of the Spanish word tamal, originally from the Nahuatl language of the Nahuas, the indigenous peoples of Mexico, El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, and Nicaragua. There are even hieroglyphs of tamales found on pots and other objects dating back 1,000 years. Although I'm using these parchment wrappers that came in the kit to roll the tamales you see here, traditionally tamales are wrapped in corn husks or plantain leaves. Whatever wrapper you may be using, the method is generally the same. A thin layer of masa is spread onto the center of the husk, and then a small amount of a sweet or savory filling is added before rolling it up. If you've never done it before, it's not difficult. Let me just say it's similar to other things you may have rolled back in your college days. Shout out to the 60s and 70s kids out there. You know what I'm talking about. The devil's lettuce. But getting back to the history, tamales were the perfect food for ancient times. They easily transported over large distances for things like hunting trips, and even keeping armies fed while away in battle. It's no wonder tamales were considered sacred. They were seen as the food of the gods. And now it's time to steam. When we're finished rolling these beauties, we're going to line them up inside our steamer like happy little people heading into the sauna. I'm standing them upright with the open side of the husk facing up. If you have extra room like I did, you might have to improvise. I used a couple of mason jars to take up the extra room so that they all fit nicely. Place your steamer on medium-low heat, cover, and cook for 1 hour, and just wait until you open that lid. There is nothing like a fresh steaming batch of tamales. Oh yeah. And when you serve them with some deliciously aromatic rice, some slow-cooked black beans, and top it all with fresh cotija cheese, crema, and chopped cilantro, you'll be, in a small way, transcending time and be connecting with those ancient people from long ago, who undoubtedly had the very same experience, marveling at the beauty of such a simple, delicious creation that has brought smiles to the faces of so many over thousands of years. If you enjoyed this video, it would help us so much if you could click like and subscribe and share with all your friends. And while you're at it, check out all our other videos. And as always, thanks for watching.